What's up YouTube, it's ZapdosTCG here, and in this week's episode I'm gonna talk about a card from the new set, Emering Powers, Gothitelle. Gothitelle is a stage 2 Pokemon with a really nice ability called Magic Room. It states, as long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, your opponent can't play any item cards from his or her hand, which is a trainer lock ability that reminds us of the Pokebody that Vileplume has, except with this card, your opponent is the only one that's locked, so you can still use your item cards while your opponent can't. And Gothitelle must be your active Pokemon instead of being on the bench. Now let us take a look why this card is so good. Well, first of all, it has a nice HP of 130, which is really good because most attackers like Zekrom, Reshiram, Yanmega, Donphan and many more can deal more than 120 damage. Which is good because when you combine Gothitelle with Reuniclus, you get a real good combo going, because Reuniclus has the ability to move damage counters on your side of the field with Damage Swap, which I explained in the previous episode. So let us take Reshiram for example to be the active Pokemon of your opponent, and we have Gothitelle as our active Pokemon and Reuniclus is sitting on our bench, as well as a Pokemon with some nice HP like Zekrom. So Reshiram deals 120 damage to Gothitelle, and he can add more damage to that attack because he's in a trainer lock, so no plus powers are allowed, which keeps Gothitelle away from knockouts because Reuniclus can just move those damage counters around and place them on someone else on the bench like Zekrom for example, which means that you have control over the knockouts on your side of the field, and that's why this deck is really solid. I think the only thing that will knock out Gothitelle are heavy attackers like Magnezone Prime, Rayquaza and Deoxys Legend, and maybe more, or people may want to add Kingdra Prime in some decks just for the extra damage counter it can drop with Spray Splash. That way both Reshiram and Zekrom can one-shot Gothitelle. Also another weakness this deck has is the slow setup, which is one of the slowest out there. That's why if you use this deck, make sure you have lots of twins in your deck to back you up, because you can outspeed fast stage 1 decks and your Mega Prime can always snipe your weak basic Pokemon, so remember that. But other than that, this deck has proven itself to be really good once it's completely set up. People may also want to put in max potions to heal your bench when there are just too many damage counters on your Pokemon. Also, Mismagius from Unleashed can be used as a tech card to move around some energy cards on your side of the field. For example, imagine you don't start off with Gothitelle on your bench and you have energy cards in your hand. You must always try to give an energy card once during your turn if you have one in your hand. And with Mismagius Pokepower, it'll be easy for you to give an energy to another Pokemon instead of Gothitelle and then move that energy around once you finally get him out. Now let us take a look why Gothitelle likes to have many energies. Well, if we look at his attack, we see that he deals 30 damage plus 20 more for each psychic energy attached to him, which means that with the 3 necessary energies he needs to attack, he already deals 90 damage, which is decent. And Junichi can also find his way in this deck to get energies out of the discard pile with his Pokepower, and then they can be moved around with Mismagius, so you can try to give as many energies as you possibly can to Gothitelle, because he will be your main active Pokemon due to the ability of Trainer Lock, so he's your main attacker. And the new Emering Powers Set also gave lots of deck a boost with Pokemon Catcher, which lets you switch your opponent's active Pokemon with a Pokemon of your choice, which is great to pull up slow Pokemon with a retreat cost of 2 or higher, or to get some cheap prize cards by knocking out a basic Pokemon that could be a problem later on in the game. That way you can try to stall until you have all the Pokemon out you need to lock your opponent out. And this deck also blocks your opponent from playing his catchers, which means that Gothitelle will most likely be your active Pokemon for the entire game, which is awesome. So try to run as many copies of this card as you can in the deck. So the maximum Gothitelles you can run is 4 copies for those of you who didn't know that already. And that's it for this week's deck analysis. Now to Poke News. Well, first up are 2 scans of some new black and white promo cards, Zorua and Darumaka. Zorua is a promo card that'll be in an Emering Powers blister with 3 booster packs as usual from the set. And there will also be a collector's coin in it that'll be a Reshiram or a Zekrom coin. Also Pansage will be in an Emering Powers blister, but there aren't any scans of that promo card yet. Now Darumaka. Darumaka will be in the Emering Powers Collector's Album box, which contains a mini collector album and 2 booster packs of the set. And there are also new Emering Power boxes coming out, like the Zoroark Illusions Collection box, which will also contain boosters of the new set, as well as a Zoroark promo card and a large jumbo card. And now to the last exciting news of this episode, Reshiram EX and Zekrom EX. Wait, more EX cards? Yeah, you bet. You will be able to get these 2 awesome cards as soon as they have been released. they will be in a special deck that you can buy, and in that deck there will be a Holo Foil EX card as well as a non-Holo Foil EX card. What the other cards are in these decks hasn't been confirmed yet, but still, the news that Reshiram EX and Zekrom EX are coming out is awesome to end this weekly episode. So that's it. If you have any questions, thoughts, or new video ideas, post them in the comment section as always. And don't forget to subscribe to stay tuned for more videos and click the like button if you liked it. This was ZapdosTCG. Thanks for watching. Till next time.